The Braxton sisters are at it again, and this time things got completely out of control. Tamar and Toni nearly came to blows. Secrets from the past resurfaced, and a cease and desist letter turned a family dinner into a full-blown war. Add in shocking revelations about Tamar's past with Birdman and a 48-hour marriage that no one saw coming, and you've got chaos, betrayal, and drama like you've never seen before. Stick around, because what unfolded next will leave you questioning everything about family, trust, and reality TV. Wow, the Braxton sisters are at it again, and honestly, it's a lot. Things got heated fast. At one point, someone had to step in to prevent things from getting physical between Tamar and Toni. Picture this. Toni, smaller in size, trying to go head-to-head with Tamar. It was like a tiny dog trying to fight a Rottweiler. Not a good look. Honestly, it's hard to even imagine a resolution for this family anymore. Every time they try to talk, it turns into a shouting match. This time, the fight sparked after Tay asked Tamar if she ever slept with someone else, allegedly Birdman. Toni jumped in, and suddenly everyone was threatening extreme actions, even locking Tamar up. Emotions were running wild, and it became clear everyone was showing their true colors. Mental health issues were front and center in all the chaos surrounding the Braxton sisters. Tamar was openly emotional, shouting about how people were jealous of her and constantly mean. Meanwhile, others accused her of being crazy, painting her emotional reactions as over-the-top drama rather than genuine feelings. But the truth is, Tamar's reactions weren't entirely unfounded. The environment she's in, constant public scrutiny, family feuds, and personal betrayals, is far from normal. Anyone in her position would likely feel overwhelmed, frustrated, or even mentally exhausted. Watching the Braxtons navigate their conflicts gives a front-row seat to how family drama can intertwine with mental health struggles. Tamar, in particular, has had to deal with accusations, jealousy, and personal attacks from people who are supposed to support her. Fans have seen her mental health struggles being used against her in fights, especially when her sisters accuse her of exaggerating or making problems bigger than they are. When family members weaponize someone's vulnerability, it can take a real toll on mental well-being. And Tamar made that point clear during her outbursts. One of the most striking parts of Tamar's story is how her struggles with depression and anxiety are often thrown back at her during arguments. She openly addressed this on the show, telling her sisters that they wouldn't be allowed to guilt her for mental health challenges she's been dealing with, some of which, she argued, were influenced by years of tension and conflict within the family. In her words, she wasn't going to let anyone make her feel ashamed for something that is a real, ongoing struggle. This perspective resonated with many viewers who have faced similar experiences where their mental health is minimized or misunderstood by people close to them. It's also worth noting that Tamar has been proactive about managing her mental health. She attends counseling sessions multiple times a week, both on and off set, and has been transparent about her need for support. Despite this, her emotional expressions are often reduced to labels like dramatic or unstable, which misses the bigger picture entirely. Emotional outbursts in high-stress situations are human, especially when a person is constantly under public and familial pressure. It's a reminder that mental health struggles aren't excuses. They're realities that require understanding, patience, and often professional support. The show has also highlighted how mental health intersects with trust and family loyalty. Tamar has been placed in situations where she feels forced to defend herself, not just against external critics, but against her own family. From accusations about her romantic life to disputes over money, every conflict has been amplified by the presence of cameras and social media. Fans have pointed out that some of her sisters appear to gaslight her, twisting her emotions, questioning her reality, and even blaming her for things beyond her control. This dynamic creates a cycle where Tamar's natural reactions are constantly under attack, which could worsen feelings of anxiety and depression. One of the most vivid examples of this is the cease and desist letter incident. Tamar questioned why she was receiving legal threats when she hadn't done anything wrong, and she refused to allow the conversation to become an attack on her mental health. Instead, she used the moment to set boundaries, making it clear that she was aware of her own well-being and would not let others manipulate her emotions for their gain. By standing up for herself, Tamar reminded viewers that maintaining mental health often requires courage, especially in a family setting where manipulation or criticism is common. At the same time, the Braxton drama illustrates a broader point about reality television and mental health. When personal struggles are broadcast to millions of viewers, the line between private hardship and public entertainment blurs. Tamar's emotions, already heightened by family conflicts, are then further scrutinized and debated by a public audience. Social media fans and commentators dissect every outburst, calling her crazy or overreacting, without acknowledging the intense pressure she is under. It's a stark example of how public attention can intensify existing mental health challenges. Despite all of this, Tamar has shown resilience. She continues to speak openly about her feelings, her boundaries, and her need for support, even when it makes her a target for criticism. Her openness provides a rare and important look at how someone navigates mental health struggles in a very public, very high-stress environment. It also challenges viewers to reconsider how they perceive emotional reactions. What looks like over-the-top drama on TV can often be a person's honest response to being pushed. Judged and misunderstood, ultimately, the Braxton family saga serves as a reminder that mental health is real and deserves attention, understanding, and respect. While some of the chaos might feel like typical reality TV antics, at its core, it's a story about human emotions, stress, and the pressures of family relationships. Tamar's journey highlights the importance of acknowledging mental health, not dismissing it, and recognizing that even those who appear strong and outspoken are navigating real struggles. In a world where public opinion and private pain collide, Tamar's story is a wake-up call. If you are in conflict with someone who is struggling, your reactions matter. Words, accusations, and judgments can either support or damage. Watching her experiences unfold, it's hard not to conclude that in situations like this, therapy, support systems, and sometimes medication are not just helpful, they are necessary. Mental health isn't a punchline. It's not a prop for drama. It's a real, ongoing part of life for millions of people, including those we see on TV. Tamar's journey, with all its highs, lows, and very public moments, reminds us that compassion and understanding are essential, especially when people are already facing battles we may never fully see or understand. Now, let's rewind to the Birdman drama, one of the juiciest and most talked about storylines involving the Braxton sisters. It all kicked off during a dinner scene where Tamar confronted her sisters about a cease and desist letter she had received at her home. On the surface, it seemed like a simple legal matter, but the real issue went much deeper. Tamar's anger wasn't about the letter itself. It was about how her private address had been discovered. Tamar, like many celebrities, had taken steps to protect her privacy. She had moved into a new home under a different name to avoid unwanted attention and maintain some sense of normalcy. To her, the fact that someone close to her was able to track down her address felt like a personal betrayal. She knew that for someone to obtain her private information, they had to be familiar with her life, someone she trusted, or at least someone within her inner circle. This revelation sparked a flurry of rumors and accusations. Fans immediately began speculating whether Tawanda, Trina, or even Toni had leaked her information. The tension quickly escalated as Tamar voiced her suspicions on camera. She was visibly upset and pointed out that the situation wasn't just a legal problem, it was a breach of trust. It wasn't merely about receiving a letter, it was about the underlying betrayal that made her feel unsafe in her own home. The fact that someone within her family could have shared her personal details struck at the heart of the ongoing family drama and made the conversation intensely personal. To make matters even more complicated, the family attorney eventually revealed that Michael Braxton Jr. had actually sent the cease and desist letter. This was after they brought their niece Ashley onto the show. While this clarification may have resolved some questions about the source of the letter, Tamar's frustration didn't disappear. She was angry not only about the letter, but also about the perception that her sisters had conspired behind her back. To her, it confirmed what she had suspected all along, that her family could sometimes be as unpredictable and hurtful as the outside world. The conversation then spiraled into other allegations. Tamar accused Tawanda of financial misconduct, claiming she had loaned Tawanda $50,000 for a down payment, while Tawanda insisted it was a gift of $35,000. Tamar also alleged that Tawanda had been using her credit card to pay personal bills for 4 years. The family drama intensified further when Tawanda retaliated, accusing Tamar of theft and insinuating that she had slept with one of Toni's ex-boyfriends, a claim that added another layer of tension and speculation to the storyline. Fans were left guessing about who the man in question was, with some thinking it was Shemar Moore from years ago, but most suspected Birdman. Birdman's connection to Tamar and Toni added an extra dimension of drama. Tamar reportedly dated Birdman back in the early 2000s, long before Toni's involvement. This history provided context for why Tamar seemed so comfortable around him, and it fueled speculation that Toni's past with Birdman might have created lingering tensions within the family. Later revelations confirmed that Toni and Birdman had actually married in August 2024, only to separate 48 hours later. Although Toni filed for divorce, she later dismissed it in January 2025, meaning they are technically still married. These details only added more fuel to the fire, giving fans endless material to debate and dissect. All of this illustrates just how complicated family and romantic relationships can become when they intersect in the public eye. Tamar's concerns about the cease and desist letter were not just about legality. They were about trust, betrayal, and the dynamics within her own family. The drama surrounding Birdman, combined with accusations of financial misconduct and past relationships, created an environment where every conversation could quickly turn into a heated argument. Ultimately, the Birdman saga was about more than just a letter or a man. It was a snapshot of the Braxton family in conflict, where private issues become public and trust is fragile. Tamar's confrontation highlighted the emotional toll of these betrayals and showed that behind the reality, TV drama lies a complex web of personal grievances, family tension, and unresolved history. The dinner scene may have started as a simple discussion about a legal document, but it became a full-blown storm of emotions, accusations, and revelations that will likely continue to shape the family's narrative. For a long time, the family attorney eventually confirmed that Michael Braxton Jr. sent the cease and desist after bringing their niece, Ashley, onto the show. But Tamar's anger wasn't about the legal letter, it was about the sisters sneaking behind her back. From there, the conversation exploded. Tamar accused Towanda of taking advantage of her financially. She claimed she lent Towanda $50,000 for a down payment, but Towanda called it a $35,000 gift. Tamar also said Towanda had been using her credit card for her own bills for 4 years. Towanda fired back, accusing Tamar of being a thief and of sleeping with one of Toni's ex-boyfriends. The show blurred the name, but speculation ran wild. Some thought it was Toni's ex, Shamar Moore, from years ago, but most people guessed Birdman. During the episode, Tamar even directly asked Toni about another man, which only added fuel to the fire. And it doesn't stop there. Just a few days before this episode, fans noticed Tamar acting a little too friendly with her brother-in-law during a performance in Las Vegas. While Birdman, Manny Fresh, and other Cash Money artists faced off against Master P and his No Limit crew, Tamar was on stage dancing and getting close with her brother-in-law. Toni, on the other hand, was nowhere to be seen. In short, the drama never ends. The Braxton sisters are tangled in fights, accusations, and secrets that just keep coming back to the surface. Watching it all unfold is intense, exhausting, and honestly, a little unbelievable. The internet absolutely went wild when people saw Tamar getting unusually close to her brother-in-law, wiping sweat from his head and behaving in a way that many viewers considered overly familiar. Fans were quick to react, flooding social media with opinions, memes, and questions about boundaries. At first glance, it looked inappropriate, and viewers couldn't understand why Tamar would act that way towards someone who was technically family. But then the rumors from the past started resurfacing, and suddenly, the context made a little more sense. It turns out that Tamar and Birdman supposedly dated way back in the early 2000s, long before Toni ever came into the picture. Back then, nothing was ever confirmed publicly. Most of what people knew were whispers in the industry. Still, insiders suggested that the two shared a close bond during that time. While nothing was ever made official, the closeness was enough to explain why Tamar seemed so comfortable around him now. There's a familiarity in her gestures and interactions that might not have been purely familial. And that's what caught everyone's attention. This backstory also adds a layer of complexity to Toni's relationship with Birdman. Knowing that Tamar had a history with him makes Toni's involvement feel more complicated to fans. Questions immediately arose online. Was Toni aware of Tamar's past with Birdman? Did she anticipate lingering tensions? Some people argued that this history might explain some of the friction between the sisters. After all, old feelings or unresolved history have a way of resurfacing in unexpected ways. For viewers, it wasn't just about the physical gestures or the awkward moment on stage, it was about context. Tamar's comfort around Birdman didn't happen in a vacuum. Fans began piecing together timelines, past relationships, and industry whispers to understand the dynamics at play. It's a reminder that family and romantic histories can be tangled, and when they play out publicly, even small gestures can be magnified and misinterpreted. As time went on, Ashley started noticing something strange. Her aunt, who initially seemed supportive, began acting differently. Ashley realized it was weird that her aunt was okay with her partner, given everything that had happened. Instead of taking her side, her aunt started blaming her, suggesting that Ashley had somehow caused or contributed to the situation. Tamar brought Ashley onto the show to talk about this, but she also claimed it was Toni's idea. Many fans think Tamar didn't really care about her niece's trauma at all. Instead, they say she was using the situation to stir up drama with her sisters, as she often does. If you look closer, the bigger story isn't just Toni versus Tamar or who suggested what. The real story is how Ashley, a newcomer to the Braxton family legacy, is being pulled into the middle of the family chaos to add spice to the season. Tamar admitted she was receiving backlash for this, even though Toni was actually the one who suggested bringing Ashley to the show. Tamar also called out her sisters for jealousy and gaslighting. She said they were twisting her mental health struggles, depression, and anxiety against her. She made it clear they weren't going to make her feel guilty for something she's already dealing with. And she had a point. Using someone's mental health as a weapon is harsh and unfair. She even questioned what her mental health had to do with the cease and desist letter she received, insisting she hadn't done anything to deserve it. Tamar wanted the dinner conversation to stay focused on the issues at hand, not become a showcase of her vulnerabilities. She emphasized that she's proactive about her mental health, seeing a counselor on and off set several times a week, and she's perfectly capable, just tired of people weaponizing her struggles. Fans are divided. Some defend Tamar, saying her sisters often gaslight her and that her emotional outbursts come from real pain, not just drama. Others are fed up with her constant theatrics, calling her exhausting. Many even say the whole Braxton family should be removed from reality TV for good. So here's the big question. Did Toni flip because Tamar mentioned Birdman? Are they all gaslighting Tamar, or is this just another chaotic episode of the Braxton saga? Sound off in the comments? What's your take on all this family madness?